there, and cults or, I'm going to let you determine what you want to call what, that say that we as Christians have a part of God in our nature, and that is simply not biblical. That is not part of the image of God. We are created beings, and so only God has a divine nature, and so angels are not. Angels are created, and so they obviously are not sons of God in the sense of God's divine nature, as in the case with Jesus. He was the Son of God, God the Son, because he was God in the flesh. And so he is a different case. Since angels are not included in God's scheme of redemption, they are obviously not sons of God in the sense of being adopted into God's eternal family, as in the case with the saints, or we as Christians. And so one of the things they're referred to as the privilege of the part of the family, the heavenly family, as little s designation they have as sons of God. It is not likely that angels are the sons of God who married the daughters of men in Genesis chapter 6, verses 1 through 4. We're going to go ahead and look at that. And if you are familiar with your Old Testament, you know that chapter 6 talks about the corruption of mankind and begins the story of Noah and all that went along with that. Genesis chapter 6, verses 1 through 4. Now it came about when men began to multiply on the face of the land, and daughters were born to them, that the sons of God saw that the daughters of men were beautiful, and they took wives for themselves, whomever they chose. Then the Lord said, My spirit shall not strive with man forever, because he also is flesh. Nevertheless, his days shall be 120 years. In other words, it was going to be 120 years, and then the flood was going to come. Verse 4, the Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bore children to them, those who were the mighty men who were of old, men of renown. And so the sin in this passage occurs among mankind, humanity, not angels. Genesis verses 3 and 4, and then 5 and 6. Then the Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great on the earth, and that every intent of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. The Lord was sorry that he had made man on the earth, and he was grieved in his heart. And so the sin in this passage occurs among mankind, not the angels. Fallen angels would not deserve to be called little s, sons of God. Holy angels would not come to earth and sin against God, because we talked about how they were already confirmed in holiness. And so the sons of God are in this passage, are the descendants of Seth, because Seth, the son of Adam and Eve, was the righteous one. His line was the righteous one. And so the sons of God would be considered the descendants of Seth, and the daughters of men are the women they married outside of their godly image. And so that's a little bit about the holy angels. And I know I said that this was a little bit shorter lesson, but this is lesson number 8. By now you ought to know that might not always be the case. I never have a shortage of things to say. So that's the holy angels. They were created with free will. They were confirmed in holiness, and they serve with the designation as little s, sons of God. Next week, we're going to talk about, as lesson number 9 in the Doctrine of Angels study, we're going to talk about an angel hierarchy, that there's order among the angels. And we'll talk about the different ones, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archangel, and names of angels. And so we'll talk about those. That's a little bit a longer lesson. And so I look forward to that and maybe clearing up some misconceptions about the hierarchy of angels and some of the names of angels and what that entails. Again, I hope you have enjoyed this lesson as much as I have enjoyed sharing it with you. And if that's the case, then we both have truly been blessed. Have a great day.